Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Arcane Tickets of the Craft. This is episode 8 on the 3 minds. 3 quick bullet points I need to go over. You haven't seen me in 2 or 3 weeks, and there's a good reason for that. I'm trying to build a backlog of videos, and instead of trying to make one video, edit it, and then get it out in the same week, and I haven't been able to make 2 or 3 videos doing that. So I'm trying to set this backlog up so I have 7 or 8, maybe 10 videos waiting to be put out, so I don't have to try to rush through it. So I'm going to take a little break and take a step back, but I also wanted to make sure I still maintain putting out videos. So that's what this one's for, and I'm going to try to get back to a weekly basis and try to put out 2 videos, possibly 3 if I can get around to that point. That'd be optimal. Now, the second thing is my girlfriend came here from Texas, and she's been staying with me for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and she'll be here for a few more. So I don't have necessarily the same amount of privacy and time to dedicate to these videos at this very moment. Also, I'm taking care of someone that's very close to me who has cancer, and I'm also splitting my time between them as well. So those are the 3 reasons why these videos haven't been coming out on a weekly basis, but I intend to fix that hopefully in the near future, and then by the end of this year I expect to have a minimum of 52 videos out. That's what I'm shooting for. Okay, let us begin. The 3 minds. You and I, as well as literally every single other person on the planet, have 3 minds, if you realize it or not. You have a conscious mind, a subconscious mind, and a superconscious mind. These 3 minds have a very complicated way of communicating with each other. The conscious mind and the superconscious mind cannot speak directly, or at least generally cannot speak to each other, so they have to communicate through the subconscious mind while you're dreaming. The exception to that is through deep meditation, when you can get in touch with your subconscious mind while you're still awake. Or if you're doing a certain kind of trance work, that will also allow you to get there. And certain hallucinogenics, with the, depending on tradition or philosophy, correct incantation, usually like a guided meditation almost, can guide you through a waking dream. Okay, I went a little on a tangent there. Let's get back on track. Okay, get to that already. Over time, your conscious thoughts will filter down to your subconscious mind through the subconscious mind. And then the superconscious mind will know eventually how to speak to the subconscious mind and relay those symbols to your conscious mind. Then you'll know how to interpret your own dreams over time. Now, keep in mind, these symbols are not necessarily like a cross or the triple moon. Now, it can be, but that's very basic, so you have to have a really defined definition of what those things mean to you. It doesn't necessarily what they actually mean as like a dictionary in symbols, because you can use those interpretations too. But dreams are very personal, so these symbols are going to have to be very personal to you. So sometimes you'll also find people which represent very specific aspects or possibly situations, and that's how you learn to interpret your dreams. A lot of people ask me, how do you interpret your dreams? And usually I'm just going to sit there and ask you questions and ask, what does this mean to you? What does that mean to you? And take notes, and then I'll interpret your dream. You're really going to tell me about what your dream means. It's just when it's posed in the form of a question, I generally find it's much easier for people to then interpret their own dreams. And once they understand the process, then they can start to make a dream key. But we'll get to that. Now, the 3 minds have a lot to do with us overall, over our physical, our mental, our emotional, and our spiritual being. Each of these minds are connected with different aspects of our lives. Now, let's look at let's look at each of these 3 minds individually so we can get a better understanding of each of them. The conscious mind consists of everything that is inside of us, such as our awareness. This is every aspect of our mental processing that allows us as people to think and think in a rational way. The conscious mind concerns itself with the here and now, the daily problems of our daily lives, as we all face them and how to overcome them. The conscious mind concerns itself with our daily lives in a variety of different ways and different aspects. The conscious mind is concerned with your overall health and well-being. Do you have enough wealth to sustain yourself? Do you have enough emotional support to sustain yourself? Are all of your physical needs being met, and will they be met now as well as in the future? It is also concerns itself with the ability to provide a good life for not only yourself, but for those who you love and who you take care of, such as your spouse, your children, your parents, possibly others as well. It concerns itself with how to attract a good mate that will make you happy and provide you good and strong emotional support and stability that you require as a person. The conscious mind is focused on planning your future, setting benchmarks and small goals and leading to and larger goals. That will lead to greater results in your future and things that you'll be working towards. The conscious mind is goal-oriented, planning, achieving, and doing. It is completely or constantly looking forward, striving to be better than you are now, overcoming obstacles that stand in your way to accomplish what appears to be impossible or can be an insurmountable obstacle in your way. How do you go around it? How do you go over it? How do you go under it? How do you go through it? How do you get past it and achieve greater success for you? The conscious mind is literally concerned with your everyday life and every aspect of your life in ways that your mind may be conscious of, or your general awareness, but you may not be consciously thinking about it all the time, which leads us to the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind concerns itself with our inner thoughts and desires, and all the physical aspects of the body we do not consciously control. The subconscious mind concerns itself with our hopes and our desires for the future, and is also the suppository for all of our memories. Knowledge, personal experiences, including memories that we hold dear and close to our hearts, that you want to remember. Also, the memories that are painful that you want to forget. The subconscious mind also concerns itself with the retrieval of all of that information. To understand where we're going, we must always remember where we've been, so we do not make the same mistakes again, so we grow and have better judgment for the future. The subconscious mind is the playground for our fantasies, where our imaginations can come alive and it can run wild, where we can entertain ideas and thoughts as well as behaviors that would not necessarily be conducive or in a way we would conduct ourselves in polite society in our day-to-day lives. The imagination in the subconscious mind is a way of releasing anger, frustration built up in the conscious mind from your day-to-day life, and this gives you a safe way of releasing that frustration. This is a place where you're able to seek out revenge on your enemies or adversaries that have lied to you, cheated on you, stolen from you, hurt you, or otherwise betrayed you in some way. This is a safe place where you're able to enact your darker desires, where your enemies or adversaries have been defeated. This is where you can indulge in lustful thoughts and desires with a specific individual or group of people. You may not be able to bring to fruition in your daily life for a host of different reasons, or perhaps imagining a future with a specific individual you care for, or considering what your life could have been with someone else, or even thoughts of being a cowboy, or a space pirate, a soldier, a warrior, a knight, a king, a queen, or really anything else for that matter. In the confines of your subconscious mind, you can do anything or be anyone. But for you to achieve anything in your conscious mind in your day-to-day life, you must first envision or imagine yourself doing it in the subconscious mind. This goes back to a similar idea of before you can do something, you have to believe you can do it, then have the intent to do it, and go through the motions of learning how to do it to then achieve your goal. This is from a previous lesson, but it relates perfectly for what we're talking about here. The superconscious mind concerns itself with the higher self, the astral, the ethereal, and the divine. The superconscious mind concerns itself with the evolution of the soul and your individual spiritual growth. The superconscious mind holds all the memories and lessons of all of your experiences from all of your lives, past, present, and even possibly future ones as well. Some say the superconscious mind is a plane of existence where the gods realm. It is the mind that allows us to transcend into the ethereal or the astral worlds, where we would be able to speak and interact with the gods and learn from them directly. There's an example in Egyptian mythology with the Book of Thought, where it's not a physical book where you have to be able to go to the astral world and be able to go see Thought and learn from him himself. This would be an example of that. Mind is believed to be the true reflection of your soul and is constantly trying to guide you to a place of enlightenment and inner peace. It's a part of the mind that is responsible for inspirations and epiphanies that gives you insight into the world seen but unseen. Now, in episode 1, I mentioned I was going to talk about the three minds. Now, I also mentioned that the superconscious mind is sometimes referred to as the higher self, or it's sometimes also referred as the universal consciousness, where all past lives from all people meet together, discuss ideas, and then we come back through reincarnation. This is just an example of that, and these are just different ways of talking about the superconscious mind. And this is why, since the superconscious mind is concerned with enlightenment and the evolution of the soul, it's trying to guide you to be a better person in this life. So that's one of the reasons why the higher self or the superconscious mind is trying to communicate with the conscious mind. I just want to give a little perspective for you, just in case it was unclear. Also, this seems like a good place to stop episode 8. I also want to mention that this episode on Three Minds is important for future lessons. Next episode, I'm going to get into how to interpret your dreams in more detail. And it's also going to be get into aspects of meditation and how to build a personal sanctuary in your mind. This lesson is actually the building blocks or the bedrock of future lessons to come. That's why this one lesson was actually very important. So I hope you all enjoyed it. Also, I'm not sure if I'm going to get to episode 9 next week. It might be a week or two before you see me again, and I just wanted you to be aware of that. And so this seems good in a place to end it all. So, as always, I wish you the best of luck with your research, and go in peace.